ago. All right, we move on. We go back to the phone line and are happy to welcome in Donnie Bell this morning. He represents District 21, Itawamba Tishomingo Counties in the Mississippi House of Representatives. Good morning, Mr. Bell. Appreciate you coming in studio.
Good morning.
I feel like we are covering the northeastern part of the state. Senator Sparks was on with us yesterday, and he is the chair of the Workforce Development Committee on the Senate side, you on the House side. So 3 weeks into this session, we are moving toward the time where a lot of these bills are going to be out on the floor for debate. I guess another deadline coming up next week for bills that are coming out of committees. Where are things specifically in your area of expertise on the House side a few weeks in?
Well, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we'll be holding our first workforce committee meeting to take up legislation that has come to the committee. I've been, over the last 2 weeks, reviewing roughly 50 bills from different members and some of my own bills, and we'll be taking those up tomorrow at 10 o'clock in my committee.
We talk regularly about workforce development and all that is going on in that area. There's so many layers to it. You know, whether we're talking about high schoolers who are making their way into the workforce, the role that community colleges play, the role that certificate programs play, specific training programs that are in place to train workers for some of the economic development projects that are coming on board. There are a lot of tentacles to this workforce development. I don't want to call it an idea. I guess program maybe is the better way to describe it.
Sure. You know, to understand it, you got to know where we come from, where we are, and where we're going with workforce in this state. And this is my 18th year in the legislature, and some of the things that we've been pushing for over 18 years are just now coming to fruition.
In terms of accomplishment in those 18 years, what are you most proud of as there have been ideas for a long time that are now becoming reality? What stands out kind of at the top of the list for you?
Really the change in the mentality from all the players, whether you're talking the Department of Education, community college, senior college, all of it is playing into it. And in my opinion, for the last 20, 30 years, employers have not had much of a voice in actually what skill sets are taught at the K-12 level. And we're just now beginning to change that with the leadership of Dr. Evans with the Department of Ed to address specific skill sets and what employers are looking for, and also like what CTE programs are looking for. Sure.
There always is going to be an importance placed on reading, writing, arithmetic, right? I mean, we've got to learn the basics, the English language, how to write, how to understand, how to comprehend, all of the basic math skills. What does that practically look like, though, when you talk about adding programs that are specific to employers?
Well, first off, you got to understand in the academic world, there's a different set of skill sets that a student needs to know if he's entering the workforce versus if he's going to college. And it's taken our education system a fairly long time to realize that. And like I say, we're still in the infancy stages on it. We have a bill right now that is working with K-12 community college to actually look at that curriculum with industry to decide what specific skill sets that employers are looking for. And there's a different set of skill sets for somebody that's entering the workforce, even in a technical field versus an academic field. I'll give you an example. Like Mississippi right now, to graduate high school, requires 2 maths above algebra to attend a college or to even just graduate high school. And are those 2 maths actually relevant if they're not going to college to a career? Instead of trig, geometry, pre-cal, those classes, would a student be better off with construction math, a business math, a personal finance, a math class that was more related to industry than going to college? So those are the type things that we're really looking at.
So is that in bill form right now?
Right now, it's in the study to try to get the community colleges to align their programs for their CTE programs with the K-12 programs and the curriculum at the same time. One of the goals that we would like to do is, and it is in a bill form, is if we can get that alignment, a high school student can actually complete 1 year of community college while he's still in high school in the CTE field, and then go 1 year to the community college and get a certification or an industry standard that actually gives that student a skill set that makes them employable. And it actually will it'll take 1 year off of the schedule, so instead of a student that graduates high school going 2 years to the community college, he actually only goes 1 year, but he's ready to go to work.
Yeah. What are the trades or the skills that you are seeing the most need for right now?
Well, the construction industry, with the data centers coming, the electrical contractors are begging for employees. The company I work for, when I'm not in the legislature, we're trying to hire anybody that we can. The construction industry is booming. There's a lot of good, high-paying jobs in construction. But then other technical jobs, it's just about every employer in the state of Mississippi are looking for people to go to work.
Yeah. It's interesting. I've talked with Dr. Courtney Taylor about this. There absolutely is still a role for higher education, for senior colleges or four-year colleges. But I just wonder if we are moving toward a time, because of the jobs that are available, the salaries that are available, you could see more students who are getting a four-year degree, whether it's in business or English or whatever it is, because that's important to them or to their family, or they believe in that degree. And then they go into some sort of a trade skill after the fact, where you're having people emerge that maybe they've got a business degree, but now they've got an electrical license or a plumbing license, and are really able to advance that and not just have it as a job, but a career and a huge revenue opportunity.
You're exactly right. The skill sets the more skill sets you have as an individual, the more profitable you are in life. The numbers in the past have shown roughly how many kids are going to college, and roughly 80% of all high school seniors go to college. But within 6 years, only 30% obtain a degree. So in a sense, we're sending a lot of kids to college that then drop out, that view themselves as failures because they didn't complete that. And with the career coaches, you asked one of the shining stars, the career coaches is actually talking to kids and parents and educators that may stop that track, and lead them on a different path that makes them a more quality workforce person. So we've got a lot of successes, and right now we're really fine-tuning the plan that we have to develop a workforce in this state.
And then last thing for you, you've only got about 30 seconds left. Do you see that high school students are being receptive to this? Because it's a little bit different mindset than maybe what many of them have had in the past.
Well, it's just explore, finding out about other careers. A lot of times, parents talk to their kids, they just, doctor, lawyer, engineer, that's what, they dream of when they're young. But then in reality, when they don't make it through those programs, then they look elsewhere. But we just got to start being honest with students. If they're not achieving the academics to lead to one of those careers, we got to be honest with them and steer them in the right direction.
Representative Donnie Bell joining us this morning. Thanks so much for your time. Have a great day. Appreciate you coming in.
Yes, sir.